Howdy, week one, day two. So finished the sign up on Friday. My wife happened to be on her phone, looked at her email, and the AlphaBod got the email that AlphaBod went live. Signed up immediately. Jumped on. You get a couple emails directing you how to sign up. Pretty straightforward. You have to digitally sign a couple documents, which I read thoroughly. So I did have one of the many emails that came through. I did have one go to spam when I needed to sign up for the password for AlphaBod. So finally figured that out, got in. I think I was the first person to sign up. I was the first person to sign up for the private Facebook group member. So I'm kind of patient zero in there. If I turn into a zombie, don't do this program. I did want to talk about one thing real quick. If you're like me, I'm kind of cheap, and when I find stuff I'm interested in on the internet, on the Instagrams or whatever, I go research it and see, can I do this without spending money? There's a lot of stuff on the internet about PrimalBod and about Dr. Sean O'Mara and what he does. And so the one thing I failed to mention in my first video is that how glad we were that we did sign up for PrimalBod. The return on investment for us was 100-fold. Like it was a game changer for us, for our health and for our weight. I'm glad that we did it. And so AlphaBod's going to be similar to PrimalBod. It's a joint venture. Candy's in the videos already. But one thing we liked about, or that I really liked about PrimalBod, is the videos every week. You learn so much, right? And you can't skip ahead. So you got to do week one, then do week two. You just learn a lot about your body, how it works. We learned about glucose and insulin and what was really going on with your body. And there was a lot of aha moments where you go, yeah, okay, that makes sense. There was already, in the intro videos in the week one for AlphaBod, there was already a couple of those moments for me. Dr. Sean's intense, ex-military guy. You can tell from the first couple videos that, it's well produced, great audio. This guy's got skills. You can tell how serious it is for him. I mean, he's looked at the data. He's looked at, from a physician standpoint, of what visceral fat and fat does to your body and bad fat. And so you really get this vibe of like, hey, this is important. This is some real stuff. One of the first videos during the week talked about microbiome. Kind of blew my mind a little bit. Just thinking about that, looking at, what he was presenting in those videos, the mice study that he mentions. I mean, I'm like, what? So yeah, there was a lot of good info for week one. It was a little bit similar to PrimalBod, so that a lot of that stuff I had been aware of, followed Dr. Sean, following PrimalBod and Candy. I'd kind of known some of those principles and some of those things. If you're new to PrimalBod or AlphaBod, it'll be pretty eye-opening. I did kind of a week zero. So I did that on PrimalBod as well, getting prepared and kind of learning and then setting my plan. So I'd already, when I got back from the PrimalBod conference, I'd already set up kind of a week zero for myself and started following what I think the protocols were going to be. I was pretty close. I did want to mention a couple things that I noticed. When I was on PrimalBod with my wife, I didn't get that high in ketones. Even when I fasted, I never really got over one. I was continuing to lose weight every week. My ketones very rarely got over one, even after a fast. And so this last week, zero, I started testing my ketones again just to see where I was. And they've been over one every day, like 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. It's been pretty surprising to me. And I felt leaner this week. I don't know if that's a thing. Like, I don't know how you say that you're getting leaner when the scale hasn't moved that much, but you just feel leaner. My muscles feel pretty good, even though I haven't lifted this week. My skin felt a little tighter. I just felt leaner for some reason. Thing is, like, my biggest vice is sugar. I love me some peanut butter, chocolate, and honey mixed in a bowl. Sounds weird, but it was my favorite treat, and I did it all the time, usually later in the night, which is not good. But yeah, I struggle with that, and I struggle with kind of the sugar cravings through time. And so I haven't had them this week. When I started this week, maybe it's a mindset because I was getting back into it. Maybe it's the protocol that we're following. I don't know, but I haven't had them this week, which is a good thing. Definitely, the timing, the meals, and some of the other info, I'm already a little bit past that, being after PrimalBod. And so I did it a little bit different this week, but followed everything else other than the timing of the meals. But everything looks good. Excited to get going. I probably won't post a video every day, but I'll probably post a couple a week, hopefully, just to kind of middle week, maybe end of the week. But yeah, let's get after it. Week 1, day 3 starts tomorrow.